All right, Scotts2Cents here for the day after the 2022 Round 1 NFL Draft for the Kansas City Chiefs. So let's talk a little bit about what I saw with the Chiefs in the draft. Obviously, the wide receivers came off quick. That was not a surprise. The Chiefs weren't going to go up that high, especially to get a guy coming off an ACL injury, although I think they have time. I think they're better off at the wide receiver than a lot of fans want to believe. That said, I do hope round 2 and 3 and beyond brings a few more wide receivers into the mix. But let's talk about round 1. Spoiler alert, I couldn't be happier. I mean, this is a solid A for me all the way, right? Trent McDuffie, he starts week 1, right? This guy's NFL ready. He's a shutdown corner. He's exactly what the Chiefs needed, right? The Chiefs had 3 needs: corner, D end, and we'll get to that in just a second, and wide receiver. Plenty of wide receivers left. Corners, there were 2 studs, right? They went like 4 and 6, right? I mean, they went right away. Weren't getting those guys. Then it dropped a little bit down to McDuffie. Then it dropped way down right after that. So the Chiefs got the 3rd best with a small trade up. I mean, you can argue whether it was small or big, 10 spots, but worth the price they paid, in my opinion. Absolutely worth it. They have 12 picks. They didn't have 12 spots, right? So they were going to move some picks, so why not move them there? They didn't give up any of the second round, so fantastic. I absolutely love it, right? It's an A, not an A+. The only reason I'm going to say it's not an A+ is because, you did have to move up to get them. I think it was a great move, and they absolutely should have done it. No issues with the move up, but you did have to give up a little bit of capital to do it, and so that's why it's not an A+. And I'd love it if you were a couple inches taller. He might love that also. But again, that's nitpicking. Like this guy's a stud. They addressed a need. He is a starter week 1, in my opinion. And then at 30, I mean, look, I'm just call him George. I'll give a shot at that last name, Karlaftis, I think is how you say it. I love this kid. I mean, he doesn't have a ton of miles on him, right? He hasn't been playing football that long. We're going to hear that endlessly from the announcers, I'm sure. And he's definitely got some technique to learn, but he is a hard worker. He's got a great attitude. He's going to get after it. And he's got some versatility as well. He can step inside. That may be where the Chiefs start him right away. I don't know. You hear about the short arms, and you're just not going to bull rush everybody in the NFL, and that's true. But come on, again, we're nitpicking. Again, this is maybe an A for me, maybe an A- as well. I mean, I guess if you were to maybe see a way to bump McDuffie up to an A+, maybe you could see some ways to dump, knock this guy down to an A-. But so that's where it kind of came up with solid A for both of them. Really, is the fact that some services had him rated much higher. I know some of the stat guys had him, top half of round 1, one of the top DNs out there, maybe even right behind Hutchinson. And of course, when DNs go 1-2, those guys are out for the Chiefs. But I'm not suggesting that Karlaftis is going to best those guys in his NFL career, or certainly in his rookie year. But this is a great pick for the Chiefs. These are 2 great picks for the Chiefs. And I know some fans are disappointed they didn't get a wide receiver. There's plenty of wide receivers left. Now, the end of round 2, if one of the round 2 picks is a wide receiver, that's gonna, I may not love that. We'll see. We'll see how it falls. We'll see what else they use them for. There's plenty of time to get wide receivers. And frankly, look, the Chiefs have wide receivers, and they have the quarterback. So let's remember that Mahomes makes a lot of guys better. Juju Smith-Schuster's coming in here. By all accounts, he wants to work hard. He's got a good work ethic. He wants to prove some people that he's a top talent, a top shelf receiver, and he may very well do that with Mahomes and with Kelsey drawing a lot of attention. I'm not going to say the Chiefs are fine at wide receiver, and obviously after this year, they've got some contract issues where it gets real thin. So definitely expect them to bring in wide receivers. I don't think that's a question, and there's a lot of good ones left. The Chiefs have said that all along. The national guys have said that all along. And speaking of the national feedback on the Chiefs draft, I've seen nothing but positives. I mean, again, there's a few nitpicky things here. McDuffie's height, maybe. Arm length has been talked about ad nauseum for Big George, but the national media really loves this. Well, most of the local media is loving it. Most fans are loving it, right? Well, that's unusual. I mean, obviously there's some guys out there. There's some talking heads like myself on Twitter that don't love it, but this was a great night for the Chiefs. I think all around great night for the Chiefs, and look forward to the next few nights. All right. Thank you. That's Scotts2Cents.